President, Commander-in-Chief, Senator Tinubu, my brother, my good friend, Ibrahim Babangida. I know you since 1979. You made me what I am today. Without you, I could have been a dead man for a long time. He brought me up. Through you, I knew all the military governors in Nigeria. I traveled to Sierra Leone, traveled to Liberia, all the GOCs commanded, General Bakut, all of them. How can I thank God without also thanking you? You have no enemy. When you have problem with Abacha, I went to Abacha. Say why are you quarreling with Babangida? I have problem with Abiola. You didn't tell him. You told me you had changed Army Barrack to your name. Army Barrack Abuja here. Then I drove to Mina. Yeah, said this is what Abacha said. He said, I'm happy to hear that. You have no enemy. Babangida has no enemy anywhere. All the big men, as he done, he brought all of us up. It's share. Now I'm very grateful. I'm going to give you 500 million naira. Oh, what you are giving us, it's the first time we are doing something for you. May God bless you. Bless you also.
Don't be unduly worried about critics and pull him down syndrome. It may even be an indication of success, but take note of objective criticism. A chronic critic of mine, the late Tunji Braithwaite, may his soul rest in perfect peace, condemned a book of mine, and when asked if he had read it, he answered in the negative. He said he had not read it, and said that once Obasanjo was the writer, it must be condemned. I laughed it off. You may be victim of such criticism and such character. Ignore it and remain unruffled and remain friendly with such critic. It's all bad belly, which you must be able to understand and accommodate as a leader, particularly at this stage of your life.
Welcome back to Local Journal, my people. During the book launch of IBB, titled A Journey in Service and Autobiography of Ibrahim Babangida yesterday, several key figures in the country grounded the occasion. So many past presidents and head of states were all present as well, and all the past Nigerian leaders who grounded the occasion eulogized him. Among the key figures and past presidents who grounded the occasion were General Yakubu Gowon, General Olusegun Obasanjo, General Abdulsalami Abubakar, ex-president Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, General T.Y. Danjuma sent a representative, and the current president, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, was also present. Top dignitaries who graced the occasion were Alhaji Alinko Dangote, Alhaji Abdul Samad Rabiu, Chief Ato Eze, and other top prominent Nigerians. They all made several donations in respect to the IBB library, and at the course of this program, several confessions were made. General Ibrahim Babangida confessed to the fact that the 1993 election was won by MKO Abia. Chief Ato Eze, the Anambra-born billionaire, also confessed to the fact that IBB made him who he is today. And as a matter of fact, IBB has no enemy. He hailed and praised IBB for all the roles he had played to make Nigeria one and to groom other key figures like himself and other Nigerians who are doing very well today and helping Nigerians. And on the part of General Yakubu Gowon, he made so many confessions and said that he was not the one that instructed Colonel Dimka to carry out the coup that took the life and overthrew the government of General Muritala Muhammad. You know, it was said that General Ibrahim Babangida was supposed to be among the victims of the coup alongside 4 colonels, but he was lucky that in spite of the killing of the head of state, General Muritala Muhammad, the coupists could not take over the government. Well, they said so many things in the video, and I will play the videos that we'll all watch together. But before we watch the video, if today is your first time to visit our channel, please kindly like, share, and subscribe.
I accept full responsibility for all decisions taken under my watch. And June 12th happened under my watch. Mistakes, oversights, and missteps happen in quick succession. But I say in my book, In all matters, we acted in the supreme national interest so that Nigeria could survive. Our nation's march to democracy was interrupted, a fact that I deeply regret, but Nigeria survived and democracy is still alive.
To join the army early 60s. When I visited your school, to interest your school to see if you can join the army. Your headmaster at that time, or head of school at that time, was one famous teacher called Mr. Onimole. And I think there are about 10 of you who, in the end, decided, to join the army. I think, am I right? About 10 of you, and I think 15. My goodness. And at least, I know 10 of you later joined, the army or the air force or whatever it is. And, of course, years later, am I right to say that General Salam was also part of you? So there you are. Those 10 made, and those 15 of you, 10 of you made it in the end. And I feel, that I interested you in the army. You joined the army and you served very, very well. You served very, very well. And it got to the stage whereby at the end of the war, my younger brother, late Isaiah, came and told me about this, his commander. Very good leader, very good commander, very courageous, brave, and that he was really exceptional. He spoke well of you. Made me feel, well, this is certainly a young man that I would like to come, to work with me. And I thought, yes, I will probably make him my ADC. Well, that was, if I'm in the hope, but it didn't happen. And I was given my marching orders out of Brodham Barracks. Yes, but this young officer went on later on. I don't know whether he's part of those who gave me the marching order. But, he didn't just become, an ADC. He became, a head of state as well, a boss of bosses. And honestly, and I know the amount of work you have done. And over the years, various events happened. And I understand, I learned that you are the one who made sure that Dimka either escaped rather than be arrested. And of course, yes, the accusation of me being infaming being the one who encouraged Dimka to do that. Me, who had been trying all the time to make sure that the coups do not take place in Nigeria, and made sure that our army remained, very loyal to the government of the day, and that was how, I started trying to deal with the coup and to ensure that the government of the day, continues. Unfortunately, that did not happen until the civilian, government at the time, the government of the time decided, that yes, let the military take over until they can restore, loyalty and discipline. And for that reason, what I had wanted to do, that if a coup ever took place in Nigeria, I hope the loyal ones of us will deal with the situation and return the status quo. That meant return the government. And when we were able to really deal with that particular coup, yes, what happened, was that, yes, the powers was given to Iran, and he told me this is what has happened. And I had to just say to him, well, if this is the case, you have my double loyalty, as a president, as my GOC and president. Now, president or commander-in-chief. I see, I can see a knockout is being done. But yes, that happened. And so that was why the military government in Nigeria came into being. The attempt by the first group did not, was not complete. So it was a military government that was forced on the on the military. General Babangida, yes, I had a very rough time. I was even charged for treason, isn't it? I was charged for treason. You believe that? But however, such a false thing, I certainly didn't believe that such a thing could happen. However, later on, the President Shagari rescinded that order, and you, in the end, made sure that yes, you in the end restored my rank, restored my honor, etc. And you did quite a lot for the country. Even though you even selected me to be the presidential candidate for NRC, wasn't it? But I can assure you, when it went to the voting, I didn't pass beyond the ward level, the ward level, just to prove to you that yes, the people do not want military leaders as the head. But you reinstated me. You really made sure, and you continue to do well, for which I congratulate you. Everyone congratulates you and wish you well for the future.
Thank you very much. Former President General Yakubu Gowon was one of our most amiable and presidents.
I should stand up. In the committee of the presidents, I am the most junior. So I'm only waiting when President Tinubu will finish serving. So that when we go for a kind of state meeting, I'll get somebody that will sit by my left. Thank you. Today is a great day, and I wouldn't take much of your time. President Babangida brought us today to celebrate is a history of service in the launch of the book, A Journey in Service, and also to launch his presidential library. These are two noble things. We've not read the book, so just like in those days when they were selling drink, they say liquid content only. So we can talk about the bottle, not the liquid content. So Ibrahim Babangida, we all know, has been one of the most charismatic leaders in this country. He's somebody that up to date, people go as if they are going on pilgrimage to consult him. We thank God for giving you that grace and the wisdom to continue to mentor people. In terms of your leadership, Nigerians know you contributed significantly in terms of the infrastructural development of the country and the social mobilization. We cannot write this to Nigeria without dedicating a reasonable part to your service as the President of Nigeria. You've done well. And of course, we are launching his memoir today. It's a significant document. The keynote speaker mentioned that, so I don't need to emphasize. Every president makes history. And other key historical factors make history, but they don't contribute to the documentation. And if you contribute to the documentation of the history, it makes your history stronger, more relevant, and more actual. I also hope that one day I will do my own. But I'm waiting for my seniors that are here before I will think about my own. So today you are helping us, and somehow the concept of presidential library comes from the United States system. When I left office, the first 6 months, I toured America and I visited most of the presidential libraries there. And the presidential libraries are seen as federal government assets. So, Mr. President, you need to set up a department in the Secretary of Government office. The American government help because they are source of history. If any scholar wants to know what happened at a segment of history, he goes to these presidential libraries. So the American government helped in the management of the presidential library. That's why all American presidents have presidential libraries, which I visited quite a number of them. And I'm happy that in Nigeria today, we are launching the second one. Obasanjo has built his own, and now President Babangida is launching his own. We will all be going there from time to time to read about the history of Nigeria. So thank you. Then, so it is key, the significance of the memoir to tell our history. The presidential library is a custodian of this history. And we plead that those of us who are here and are not yet here, that who have some little advantage of the size of the pockets, should generously contribute to the development of this library. It's not just about Ibrahim Babangida, but it's about Nigeria, about West Africa, and about Africa. And thank you all.
Thank you very much, sir.
Certainly, my relationship with Ibrahim, forgive me for calling him Ibrahim, has gone a long way, over 80 years. I think the popular argument was, who is older? But now I think it has been settled. I bow to you, you are older. Your Excellencies, I want to thank you for honoring my brother, my friend, my prefect, my head boy, my contact, all rolled in one. I think I want to thank Your Excellency Ibrahim Babangida for putting down your memo. I think it will go a long way in enriching the history of this country. Congratulations. Let me, Mr. President, with your permission, go back memory lane. When we were growing up in the little town of Mina, that is about 80 years ago. It might interest you, the present, and all the distinguished guests here. As far back as 1952, a soothsayer told us that Ibrahim is going to be the head of state of this country. We never believed him, because when me and him joined the military, courtesy then Captain Gawan, a young dashing officer, very smart officer, who came to lure us to join the military. When we joined the army, all we were hoping was to get to the reach of a captain and then retire. But God in His mercy has propelled us to become generals, and by His grace, both of us became head of state of this country. I want to thank you again for the friendship, brotherhood, and all that. No moment goes by when we remember our escapade without bringing smiles to our faces. May this smile continue during our twilight as we continue serving our residential responsibility to this nation. Mr. President, I thank you.
Your Excellency, I would like to stand right here and thank you so much for what you did for Nigeria. A lot of people, they actually don't know, not aware. You are the one that established the private sector in Nigeria. Anybody in private sector today that is somebody was actually created by you. Reason why you gave us licenses, I remember that we used to struggle to go and get licenses through Indians. Your Excellency, in 1986, you abolished the requirement of import licensing, and that is why we grew, to the highest level. I remember one day you gave almost 30 of us banking licenses. You also took 5 Nigerians and asked them to go and pay 1 million naira each for block of oil, oil blocks. Your Excellency, I can continue to count on and on for the singular acts that you did. That is why Nigeria has more private sector than the entire African continent. It is only in Nigeria where actually government contribution to GDP is only 15%. The rest is coming from the private sector. So I want to thank you, and I'm sure future leaders will continue to do so, because you are a leader that realized right from the beginning that you cannot clap with one hand, and that's why you took government on this side and private sector on this side and you clap. So, Your Excellency, I know that this project is going to, with what I have seen, is going to take minimum, I think, about 4 years to deliver this. And Your Excellency, I want to contribute 2 billion naira every year for the next 4 years, which is 8 billion. And if the project drags more than 4 years, I will continue to pay 2 billion every year. Thank you very much.
Dangote, always on point.
At this point, it is my pleasure to announce my donation of 5 billion naira. Thank you so very much for being part of this incredible initiative. I'm honored, General. Thank you, Excellency. Thank you, Mr. President. I will now hand over to General Agwai, a representative of General Chiwa Danjuma, to also announce his contribution. General, over to you.
Your Excellency, the President and Commander-in-Chief of Nigerian Armed Forces, former heads of state, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, there are too many people, I don't know where to start, but I bring you greetings from my professional grandfather, and I will explain. When General T.Y. Danjuma called me and directed me to represent him, he wished he was here and he had planned to be here, but because of ill health, he couldn't make it, and he directed me to represent him. I say he's my grandfather, my professional grandfather, because he told me, and I have also known, that he mentored the author of the book that we are launching today. And the author of the book mentored me as a cadet in 1970. And that relationship continued, that I served under him as a staff officer. One time I was a military assistant, and just as his father, General T.Y. Danjuma, mentored him, he became Chief of Army Staff. He also mentored me, and I was lucky to become Chief of Army Staff. And today, I count myself very lucky that I am in a square. General Yakubu Gowon, who I earned my commission when he was the president of this country under him, is here. General Babangida, who mentored me from cadethood up to where I reached, is here. The chairman of today's occasion, who thought me worthy, he made me Chief of Army Staff and Chief of Defense Staff. So I am in the midst of those who have meant so much in my growth, including my constant mentor, General Abdulsalami Abubakar. Before I read the comment by my professional grandfather, I want to also thank heavens for the opportunity to come very close to the governor, to the former president of Sierra Leone, Koroma. People have said that there is a resemblance between me and him. I don't know about that. But one thing I know, I traversed all the nooks and corners of Sierra Leone when I was a deputy force commander of UNAMSIL, and I was influential in one way or the other in the most thoroughest armament we have ever had in the world in Kono, district of Sierra Leone. So it's great to see you, Mr. President, and I hope one day I will be lucky to shake your hand. Now, let me go to the comment of remarks by General Danjuma, Grand Commander of the Order of Nigerian Army Medal, PSC. The intensity of work of the Presidential Library is premised on the fact that it is an archival center where documents and artifacts of countries' presidents are kept for research, references, and prosperity, as it is open to the public. In Africa, Nigeria has spearheaded the perpetuity of the presidential library system in Africa. So we expect that Ibrahim Babangida, IBB for short, Presidential Library will consist of documents and artifacts from 27th of August 1985, 27th of August 1993. The document should therefore describe through processes the detailed work that culminated in policy formulation in terms of the movement of the federal capital to Abuja, the infrastructural development, reforms, and programs, the people-oriented programs such as Better Life for Rural Women and the People's Bank. Concomitantly, they are also expected to address the controversies such as the decision to annul the June 12, 1993 presidential election that the book reviewer have told us more about. At this juncture, I feel that it is prudent to emphasize to those of us present here today and millions more out there that our contribution to this noble project is worthwhile. It is important for us to learn from history to avoid trying to reinvent an existing wheel or repeat past mistakes. As such, the Presidential Library becomes a vital catalyst through which the research and innovation capacity in our government provide for the resurgence of our nation, and the sleeping giant of Africa will reawake to its responsibility. The public may not be aware the fact that the project we are about to raise funds for is not completely new. Rather, its nucleus have been established since 1998. Alhaji Muazu Wali is best placed to speak on the nucleus together with the complexity of the planning, coordination, tracking, and movement of documents and artifacts that will be housed in Presidential Library.
I've told him that he should use the president as...
Having said this, it is noteworthy in view of this, as this event today is a double-barrel event. You can either put your safety catch in fire and fire a single shot by purchasing only the much anticipated autobiography of the former president and commander-in-chief, General Ibrahim Babangida, Grand Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic, Nigerian Army MNI, a journey in service for yourselves, friends, organization, and institution, or you concentrate your donation or donations to the IBB Presidential Library. Alternatively, you could fire a double shot by purchasing the autobiography and contributing handsomely to the library project. As for myself, that is General T.Y. Danjuma, not me, I will switch to automatic and fire a double shot because we served in the military together with IBB, where he showed strength, courage, and stood firm in faith of the unity and greatness of this country. He has remained one of my confidants both in and out of military service. Above all, he was completely loyal to me as his Chief of Army Staff. He was loyal to the military profession and most importantly, to the nation Nigeria. I therefore launched the book A Journey in Service, where I would want 10 copies, and to donate with my junior brother, not me, General again, to the IBB Presidential Library. He is pledging to donate 3 billion naira.
Mr. President, sir, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we're going to keep the rest of the launches to 5 minutes. Please assist me to do that. A person who has given great support to the project from the start is none other than Mrs. Florence Alakija of Fanfare Oil and the Rose of Sharon Group.
So many of the bankers, when we came to you, I was still then immobile. And we were discussing with, I think, late Mohammed Abubakar, who was the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Finance, about the need for dividends to be sent, and you made the remark that whatever we want, we should go and put it down. We wrote it, we brought it to the Jordan Barrack. I said, okay. Thereafter, you announce licenses for new generation banks. Nigeria has never been the same since then. You've made your marks. I'm glad of the revelation on the June 12th. On General, we just come here to pray for you, and listen to you carefully. I'm not here to read his speech. I'm here to pay homage. And I say thank you for everything, for who you are, what you are, and what you have contributed to the history of this great country. All I can promise as the president is to strive to do the best, put the best forward, take decisions, no matter how difficult here, it's in the interest of the country. You have done so. You have laid the example. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. President.